So welcome to the third video lesson, and in this video lesson we'll be learning about Boolean data types, logical operators and comparison operators in Python programming language. Now there is one more data type known as Boolean data type, and we have not discussed about this Boolean data type in our first video lesson. However, this is a very easy to understand data type and we'll be dealing all about it in this video. And also note that all of these three concepts which we are going to learn are dependent on this Boolean data type. So that's why it's important to understand what is meant by a Boolean data type in order to understand what are meant by logical operators and what are meant by comparison operators. So first of all, let's go ahead and let's see quickly what is meant by a Boolean data type. Now, a Boolean data type is basically true or false. It can either store the value true or it can either store a value false. For example, if I declare a variable a and if I say this is a Boolean data type, then this a can either store the value true or it can either store the value false, provided that the t in true is capital and in the same way f in the false is also capital. So Boolean data types cannot hold any numbers, they cannot hold any characters, they cannot hold any set of characters, they cannot hold anything except either true or false. That's very easy to understand. That is all about Boolean data type. So as I said, if I declare a variable a and if I say a equal to true, then the data type of a will be Boolean data type. And in the same way, if I say a equal to false, then the data type of a would once again be Boolean data type, because false also comes under a Boolean value. So these Boolean data types are really important when you're trying to make some logic in your program. You'll understand why after we discuss about the logical operators and the comparison operators. So we have learned about the Boolean data types, quick and easy. Now let's go to the next topic, which is logical operators. Now, coming to these logical operators, there are actually three types of logical operators, and if I name them, the first one will be AND operator. This is A, by the way. And the second one is OR, and the third one is NOT. So these are the three types of logical operators in Python programming language that we use. And to explain more about these logical operators, these are these are linked to the Boolean data types. So for example, first of all, let's take the first logical operator, which is AND. Now let's say, for example, a equal to true, or not that. Let's just say there are two variables a comma b, and let's assume that these two variables are of Boolean data type. Okay, so we are assuming two variables a and b to be Boolean data types. Now let's go ahead and take the first logical operator, which is AND. Okay, and let us see what is the possible output if I just said a and b. Okay, so this a and b is a statement in Python, which means you can type this statement in Python and you can get results. Okay, so what happens if you say a and b, and what happens if you write a and b in your program, provided that a and b are both Boolean values? Because if a and b are not both Boolean values, it's going to give an error, because logical operators, in this case logical operators AND, so logical operators can only perform operations between two Boolean values. That is one rule. Okay, so let me just draw a quick table. The value of A, the value of B, and the output. Alright, so what I meant to say is, let's say for example, the value of A is given as true and the value of B is given as false. In this case, A is true and B is false. So the output for A and B, this statement over here, will be false. In the same way, let's say A is false and B is true. Once again, the output is going to be false. Or let's say A is false and B is also false. In In this case, the output will be once again false. And the last possibility can be both A and B are true. In this case, when A and B are both true, the output will be true. So you can just see here, only if and only both the values of the variables are true, then the output is going to be true. So what I meant to say is, when you're performing a logical AND operation between two Boolean data type variables A and B, then the output will be true only if both the variables have a value true. In all the other cases, like you see, in all these three cases, when A is true, B is false, A is false, B is true, A is false, and B is also false. In all these cases, it's going to give false. Only if A and B are both true, the output is going to be true. That is about AND logical operator. Let's come to the next logical operator, which is going to be OR. So, for example, once again, let's say A and B are both Boolean data types. And let's say we are saying A or B in our Python program. So let's see all the possible outputs for this statement which we have written in our Python program. All right, so let's take all these things. If A is true, B is false. If A is false, B is true. A is false, B is false. A is true, and B is also true. So these are all the possibilities of the values. So we can only accommodate either true or false in a Boolean data type variable, as we have discussed earlier. So these are all the possible things that the value of A and B can be. So if we come to the first case over here, A is true and B is false. So when we say A or B, it's going to be like true or false. So in this case, the output is going to be true. In the second case, A is false and B is true. So since B is true here, the output is also going to be true. And in the third case, both A and B are false, so the output is going to be false. And in the fourth case, both A and B are true, so it's going to be true. So you can see here, only if both the variables are false, then the logical OR operator returns the value false. In all the other cases, if at all one of the variable has a true value, then it's going to return a true value. That is about the logical OR operator. So that's about the logical OR operator. And now let's come to the third logical operator, which is NOT. And let's say, so let's say we are saying something like not of A, okay? So we can't just say A not B. Alright, so you cannot simply say A not B, just like A and B and A or B. You can't say this not operator between two variables or between two Boolean data type variables. All you can say is, you can say not of A, or you can say not of B. So these are the two things, the two ways you can write this logical not operator in your Python program. So what this not operator does is, it actually reverses the Boolean data type value. For example, if you consider this statement over here, not of A, let's say initially let's say A equal to true, okay? So when we said not of true or not of A, it's going to return false, because it's going to reverse this Boolean data type value, which is true, and the reverse of true is going to be false. And in the same way, for example, if A is initially false, and if you say not of A, which is equivalent to not of false, it's going to be the result is going to be true, because the opposite of false is going to be true. And same is the case if you take any variable. Let's say if you have taken the variable B, the output is going to be the same. If B is true, not of B will be false, and if B is false, not of B will be true. So that is all about this not operators in Python. So one thing you can notice here is when you're performing a logical operator between two booleans. So when you're performing a logical operator between two booleans, the result or the output is always a boolean. So this is one thing you must note, okay? So let's go ahead and let's go to the Python IDLE and let's see more about it. Let's say, as we said earlier, let's say A equal to true and let's say B equal to false, okay? And I'm saying C equal to A and B, okay? So I'm saying C equal to A and B. I'm performing the logical AND operator between the Boolean data types A and B. So I'm just going to hit enter and I'm just going to print C over here like this. And as you can see, C is false because A is true and B is false, C is going to be false. In the same way, let's say A equal to true and let's say B equal to false, alright? And I'm saying C equal to A and B once again. And I'm printing C and this time it's going to be false once again because, oh, sorry. Let's do it again. Let's say A equal to true and B is also equal to true. And let's say print A and B. I have not declared any variable C. Like in this case, I'm just going to print directly the value of A and B. So it's going to be true because A is true and B is true. And as we have discussed earlier, if both the values are true and you're performing a logical AND operator, the result is also going to be true. That is all about this logical AND. Let's go to the logical OR operator. Let's say A equal to true. Or directly, let's say print true or false. So I'm not using any A and B variables. I'm just directly saying the Boolean data type, Boolean value true, and I'm doing a logical OR operator between this Boolean value true and the Boolean value false. And you can guess the output, it's going to be true because OR operator is going to return true when any one of the values are true. And you can say print false or false. If you say print false or false, it will give false. And also don't get confused since I'm using the Boolean values directly here. You can just give A equal to true, B equal to false, and you can replace this true and false with A and B, but it's all the same, okay? So you have to understand that. And now let's come into the not operator. If I say not of true over here, and if I hit enter, it's going to give false. And if I, in the same way, if I say not of false, it's going to switch the value and it's going to result in the value true. So that is about the not operator. So we have discussed about these things now. Even programmatically, we have executed these in Python and you yourself saw the result. And one thing which I said earlier, you know, when you're performing a logical operator, the result is also going to be in a Boolean data type. As you can see, all the results over here, false, false, true, true, false, false, true, all of these, as you can notice, are in Boolean data type. So what the statement which I made earlier is proved to be true because we have executed in Python and we have seen the results, and all the results are of Boolean data type. Now you'll understand the use of these logical operators and Boolean values once you start writing your programs in Python programming language. So don't worry if you're not able to understand it right now, but I hope it's clear what I'm trying to explain you. So let's go back. Let's talk about comparison operators. So first of all, let me list out all the comparison operators which I remember in Python programming language. I'm not very good in memory, so please excuse me. I will try to include all the comparison operators which are basic and which are very important to write general logics in Python programming. Anyways, let me list out all of them. The first one will be greater than. This is the greater than symbol, and the second one will be less than. The third one will be greater than or equal to, fourth one will be less than or equal to, fifth one will be double equal to, and sixth one will be not equal to. So these are the comparison operators in Python programming language. Now we will discuss about these comparison operators in detail now. So one thing before getting started I must specify to you is that these things are, these comparison operators are also linked with Boolean values. So that one you have to understand before trying to learn about these comparison operators. Now let's say I am saying a variable, I'm taking a variable a and I'm saying a is equal to 2. And let's say I'm taking another variable b equal to 3. And you know what the data types of a and b are going to be. The data types of a and b are both going to be integer because we are storing a number. Alright, and if I said a is greater than b, okay, so a is greater than b, this looks like a condition, right? So in mathematics we can call this as a condition, a greater than b, right? So when I say a greater than b, Python is going to interpret it like this. It's going to take the value of a, which is going to be true, and it's going to compare it with the value of b, which is going to be 3. Alright, so it's going to say 2 is greater than 3. And is 2 greater than 3? I don't think so. So the result is going to be false. And you know what this false means? False is a Boolean, right? So the result is coming in Boolean data type. And if in the same way we are saying, let's say a equal to 3, let's say, I'm going to delete this thing. Let's say a equal to 5 and b equal to 5. Okay, I'm just going to say a double equal to b. And what this double equal to means is it compares the values of two variables. Okay, so now what it's going to do is it's going to compare for equality between the values of a and b. The value of a is going to be 5 and the value of b is going to be 5. Sorry, this is going to be 5. Okay, so we're performing this double equal to comparison operator between a and b, and what it does is it checks for the equality. So it's going to take the value of a, which is 5, and it's going to take the value of b, which is 5, and it's going to compare for the equality. And we know 5 equal to 5, so it's going to return in the data type true. That's easy to interpret, right? And for example, let's say instead of writing a equal to b, I'm just writing a is greater than or equal to b. So it's going to take 5 is greater than or equal to b. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do is it's going to check if 5 is greater than b. 5 is not greater than b, and b is here, as we know, it's going to be 5, right? So it's going to check, is 5 greater than 5? It's not. And there is one more thing, the equal to, right? And it's going to check, is 5 equal to 5? Yes, it's true. So 5 greater than or equal to 5 is true. And that's why it's going to return a Boolean value true. And that is how you can do things. That is how this logical operator works. Same is the case with this less than or equal to, okay? And coming to the last type of comparison operators, that is not equal to, and I'll tell you when this will be used. Okay, so let me clear all this, and let's say, for example, a equal to 6, b equal to 3. Let's say the values of a is 6 and b is 3, and we are saying a not equal to b. All right, so first of all, let's take the value of a, it's 6, and we're performing not equal to in between a and b. The value of b is 3, so it's going to say 6 not equal to 3, and 6 is not equal to 3, right? So this statement which we have made, a not equal to b, is going to be true. So the result is going to be true because 6 is not equal to 3. And let's say, for example, b is also equal to 6. Okay, in that case, if you perform this in the same comparison operator, a is not equal to b, it's going to take 6 is not equal to b, 6 is not equal to 6, and we know 6 is exactly equal to 6. So this 6 is not equal to 6 is not a true statement, so it's going to return false. I hope you understand what I'm speaking about. Alright, so that is all about this comparison operators. So that is all about the comparison operators, and now let's go to the Python ideal and let's see these things. So as for example, I'm saying a equal to 2, b equal to 3, and I'm saying I'm taking a third variable c, and I'm going to say c equal to a greater than b. And is a greater than b? No. So the value of c is going to be print c. I'm printing the c, so I'm seeing the value of C, which is going to be false because 2 is not greater than 3, right? And in the same way, I can just directly say print 3 greater than 3. So 3 is not greater than 3 first of all, so it's going to return false. And in the same way, if I say print 3 greater than or equal to 3, so I'm specifying equal to along with this greater than symbol, and we know 3 is equal to 3, so it's going to return true, as you could see there. So in the same way you can do for this thing, if print 3 not equal to 3, so we are checking if 3 is not equal to 3 and 3 is equal to 3, so it's going to return in false, right? And let's take another example, print 4 is not equal to 3, for example. Okay, it's going to return in true. I hope you understand what I'm speaking about. So one more thing you must notice is all the results or all the values which we have got here by performing the comparison operators, they are all in Boolean data type. So this is similar to logical operators. Even in logical operators, the result which we have got are in Boolean data type, and even in comparison operators, the result we have got is in Boolean data type. All right. So that is all about logical operators and relational operators or comparison operators. Now let's go ahead and let's link the two types of operators, link logical and relational or comparison. All right, comparison operators. Okay, now let's go ahead and link the logical and comparison operators. So let's say we have a variable A, and let's say we have a variable B. All right, and let's say A equal to 3, and let's say B equal to 2. Now we want to link this this comparison operators with the logical operators. Okay, so let's take another two variables. Let's say C equal to 1, D equal to 5. Okay, so we have A, B, C, D, and all of these variables are in integer data type. You can know that, right? So I'm doing a comparison operator firstly. Okay, I'm doing let's say A is greater than B, and I'm saying D is greater than C. So these are the two comparison operators. Okay, so because I'm using this greater than symbol, I'm checking if A is greater than B, and I'm checking if D is greater than C. So I'm doing these two. I can do these two comparison operators, and I can do this between A and C or D and B. But for now, for this example, I'm not going too complex. I'm just comparing A and B. I'm just seeing if A is greater than B, and I'm just seeing if D is greater than C. Now we can link these two statements, right? For example, let's take and. We can say A is greater than B and D is greater than C, and I'm enclosing this all within parenthesis like this. So these two things over here are what we call as comparison operators, and this and is the logical operator, as we have discussed earlier. So we are linking comparison operators with logical operators. And can you interpret the output of this? Yes, you can. I'll tell you. Let's simplify this. So the value of A is, as we know, 3, and the value of B is, as we know, 2. So this is the first comparison operator, and then we are saying and the value of D is going to be 5, the value of C is going to be 1. So let's just go ahead and look at this thing. 3 is greater than 2. Is it? Yes, it is true. So the value is going to be true. Okay, true. And this AND operator is continuing in the next line as well. And 5 greater than 1, yes, it is true. So we have true, and we know what exactly means when we say true and true. We know the result is going to be, what the result is going to be. So since both the Boolean values are true here, the output is going to be true. You understood me, right? So for example, if we switch the value of D and C, let's say if I say C equal to 5 and D equal to 1, then this statement, this condition is going to be 1 greater than 5, right? 1 greater than 5, and 1 greater than 5 is not a true statement, so it's going to be a false statement. So I can write true and false. So true, logical AND operator, and false. So we know what means when we say true and false, it's going to be, I mean, the result or the output is going to be false. So the output is going to be here. As you can expect, it's going to be false. So that is how you can link logical operators and comparison operators. And one thing you must also interpret is, even though you're linking the logical and comparison operators, the result or the output is once again going to be a Boolean data type. As you can notice, this is the output we have got after we linked logical and comparison operators, and the output is false, which means the output is a Boolean type. And the statement which I made is once again proved here. So this is how you can link logical and comparison operators. You can just take many examples, but I'm not going to do it in this video because I'm sure you got a clear idea about this linking logical and comparison operators. Now let's go back to Python ideal, and so I'm saying, for example, let's take the same example. Let's say a equal to 2, and let's say b equal to 3, and let's say c equal to 1, and let's say d equal to 5. Now I'm saying a variable result. So I'm taking a variable result. I'm saying result equal to a greater than b and d greater than c. Okay. So I'm enclosing this whole statement within parentheses. Okay. So as soon as I hit enter, the value of result is calculated. So now I'm printing the value of result. The value of result is false, because we said a is greater than b. Actually, there's a small change with the previous example. In the previous example, we said a equal to 3 and b equal to 2, right? So, but here we said a equal to 3 and b equal to 2. I hope that is what we did in the previous example. Yeah, as you can see in the previous example, we said a equal to 3 and b equal to 2. But here we exchange the values of a and b. So that's why the value is false. Okay, so we can directly say print. Let's say 6 greater than 7, and we can, this time let's use this this OR, logical OR, okay? And 6 greater than 7 and 1 greater than 2, okay? And it's going to say false, because 6 greater than 7 is false and 1 greater than 2 is also false. Now let's say print 2 greater than 1 or 5 greater than 6. Okay, let's see what the output is going to be. And I hope you are now expecting the output. Yes, it's going to be true, because 2 greater than 1 is actually true here, and 5 greater than 6 is false. But it doesn't matter, since one of the value is true and we are performing a logical OR operator, the result is also going to be true. Alright. Now we have in the same way we can do the same for NOT operators. Okay. Now let's say a equal to 6, b equal to 1, and let's say not, okay, we are using a logical operator not. We are saying not a greater than b. So firstly, if you take this a greater than b, it's going to be 6 greater than 1, and 6 greater than 1 is a true statement. So initially the value of a greater than b is going to be true, but we are applying this not operator, so the value of this will be false, because the value is going to be switched to the reverse, and the reverse of false is going to be true. Alright, so the same way you can do it even like this, print not of 1 greater than 2, and we know 1 greater than 2 is false, so the result is going to be true, right? Because it's going to switch false to true. The not operator which we are using is going to switch false to true. You can make use of any logical and relational operator. For example, you can even say like this. You can say print 1 not equal to 2 and 2 is not equal to 5. In this case, the value is going to be true, right? So that is one thing. And we can even include more than one logical operator in the same statement. For example, I can say print not. Okay, so this is one logical operator I'm using, and inside this, let's say I'm saying 3 greater than or equal to 2, 3 greater than or equal to 2, and I'm also saying I'm enclosing all of these in a parenthesis because I want you to understand what I'm trying to do here. So I'm saying this not 3 greater than 2, and so as you can see I'm using a second logical operator and here I'm just saying 1 greater than 2. Okay, so I have two logical operators, namely not and I'm having two relational operators. One is 3 greater than or equal to 2 and the second one is 1 greater than 2. So let me hit enter. Let's see the result. The result is true. Why? Because firstly, if you take this, 3 greater than or equal to 2 is actually a true statement. So this side it's going to be true, and we are performing a logical AND operator, and in this side 1 greater than 2 is false. So true and false is going to be false. So for the whole of this result we are performing a NOT operator. So false is going to be switched to true. So that's why we have the value true. So I hope you understand about it. So that is all about for this video lesson. I hope it's clear, and I also recommend you to go ahead and read the written tutorial about this. The written tutorial, the link to the written tutorial will be mentioned in the description below. So go and check it out. Also, don't forget to watch the next video, and don't forget to watch all of the videos in this video series because it's going to teach you Python from scratch. It's going to teach you all the basics about Python. And also don't neglect these written tutorials, because in written tutorials we also try to give you some problems to solve, and we'll try to inculcate your programming skills in there. So the links, all the links will be in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, and if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. And if you have any doubts regarding this, comment down in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions, also do it in the comment section, or you can contact me through my website. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Cheers.